Hi everyone. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Or good evening, wherever you are. Hi Blake. This is my second Insight Timer today. Anyone joining from this morning Reiki session? Is this your first time with me? Let me know. Maybe grab a pen and a paper. So it'll be, hope some of the points you can take a note and see what comes through. Some of the things might be just a reminder of what I'll be sharing. Hi Day. First time. Lovely. Anyone new to me completely? It's your first time? It's lovely to hang out here on Insight Timer and connect from all the parts of the world. Hey Oksana, thank you for joining again. So my name is Srimanju Katragadda. I'm Akashic Channeler, Reiki Master Teacher, and author to Connect Your Inner Guide book, and also have published Kids Angel Cards. So here today, I'm being drawn to bring in energy protection techniques. So before I get into the flow, I just want to give a heads up. Some of the techniques might be new. Some of them might be very much it. It might be reconfirming, reaffirming, and remembering them. And take only what resonates with you. If something doesn't resonate and you don't feel aligned to you, you don't need to absorb in. Be an open skeptic as well. I honestly recommend that because I'm an open skeptic. And give it a try with open mind. See what happens, And do tell me why you were drawn to this topic. Are you going through any challenges right now with your protections? I do have my paper right here in front. There are lots of tools, so I just want to make sure that I don't forget what I'll be sharing with you guys. So do let me know. Let's make it very conversational as well, rather than just one way me talking about it. And if you have any questions, if you have any experiences from these tools, do love to hear. And if you know more, love to upgrade my tools kit as well. So been in this journey of energy healing for past 16 years, and quickly I realized we do need to protect our energies all the time. It's just not being as a healer, but as a human being. And more in the times of where we are now, I guess it's one of the important tools as well. This has been the cultural part of, most of us, our ancestors have done tools, cleansing, smudging, and everything on a daily basis, or as on a special occasions. But this knowledge was never properly passed on as well when I started looking into it. And I realized, remembering, oh, this was happening when I was young, in my ancestors' home or my parents. But then the whole colonization or upgrade movement coming into the urban city lives and everything, most of these tools have been forgotten and not been used. The reason I love this topic to be shared widely in all my workshops, and I've done a podcast on this as well. I think there is one in Insight Timer on this topic in case you can't stay on for the full time. So you can always go back and check. And of course, every time I give this talk, more and more comes in that I keep adding on to what I began with this topic. So one of the things that we need to recognize, energy protection doesn't come from fear. It's not we do from fear, we do from our love, keeping my energies to myself, or when I'm getting into a space, just getting cleansed. You don't shower with a fear that you might get something or you might feel sick, right? You give a shower to yourself as a daily routine or ritual, for your body to get a cleanse and put those new clothes on, right, every single day. Or you brush your teeth, not from a fear. So cleansing or protection never has to come from the fear part of it. Of course, some argue we don't even need to protect ourselves. Yeah, I'm not going to argue about it, but it is very much a personal thing. Say for example, I know some people, like my own husband. He doesn't do any protections. He's fine. He doesn't feel the energy drip drain. And he's not that super sensitive as I would be. But I would need a whole toolkit, even if I'm traveling, if I go for an event, come back. I do have a certain things that I have to feel in more alignment. Again, it's not a condition, more of I feel good, I feel expanded afterwards. The reasons you can recognize why we would need is, sometimes have you ever felt you have been to a place, it could be Costco or to family gathering, friends gathering, and you come home completely zapped out, tired, or flu-like symptoms even, and you get agitated, irritated. Did anyone notice that before? After an event, even though you might have had a good time, or you felt icky right in the event, right? And if you are, or your children as well, are super sensitive, this is one of the things that we are all feeling into. Unexplained kind of a things. Say, for example, you walk into someone's house, you can feel, did they have a fight? Or is the energy of the home very welcoming as well? Because you can read the space, you can read, you're telepathic, you're intuitive, you feel, you sense. And how far we developed is the most important thing, how we take care of ourselves. Yeah. Sudden body cramps, lethargic, tiredness, anxiousness, sick, or exhaustion. These are the main primordial ways of recognizing, oh, I do feel something has shifted and I need more energy, like a cleanse or something. There are many other words people do use, is curses, entity attachments, implants, and everything, but I'm going in a direction of these are daily routine things that we need about it. Yeah. So this is the most important thing to come from. Hey, from Dublin, lovely. I was about to say that. I always remember kids saying there is no need to project, just be in the light and the glow. Absolutely. Yeah, Keith is our chocolate shaman, a beautiful teacher, and his way of is we don't need to protect. Again, I worked with Andy's shamans as well, and they do talk about don't protect yourself from fear, and definitely coming from the heart space, the protection need not be a hard wall. It's like shaking the old energies. If your dress got some dust, would you not shake off? Would you not? That is a way that I look at protection here. And protection is needed not only from people, from our gadgets as well, So let me start with the gadgets, because this has not been the situation 10 years ago. Phones, laptops, televisions, electronic items, the towers, everywhere, they are draining our energies, either we know it or not. If you have those instruments of the EMF frequencies checkers, do check in. Even the lights are emanating so much of EMF frequencies, we are finding it harder to sleep, because your melatonin is not produced naturally, because the lights are obstructing and you are feeling lethargic, tired as well. So one of the things that we can do is have these beautiful EMF protectors. You can look up, type up, either in Google and see, what are the things you can do. For me, the basic is Shugnite crystal, the black crystal. Shugnite is a beautiful one to carry or keep near my laptop is what I do. Or Orgonite. Orgonites are these beautiful resins created from copper, metals, crystals, and there are different shapes and sizes as well. But what these do is it dismantles the EMF frequency so it doesn't affect our bodies. I do have a Taurus as well. Again, if someone is working highly with the computers and anywhere, so this is beautiful to work with as well. I always have them near my kids' laptops as well, in their study room as well, so they don't need to feel drained completely. Like we wake up with our, 6 inches or 7 inches of our phone, and then drop into 12 inches of our laptops, and then in the night we get down to 50 inches of a screen. So constantly we are with the screens, so there is a lot of energy being discharged as well, and so protecting is so important for it. Growing up in India, I have noticed my parents, I'm an 80s kid, so I have noticed my parents that every night they used to plug out the television and a few of the gadgets in the house before sleep. And when I would question, they would say, like, oh, the electricity is going through, so let's save on the bill. But it's so right? And if you look at it, we don't even know where our plug points are to switch off, plug out things. I do know a friend who can't sleep in the hotels or anywhere else because the hotels are so plugged behind the walls. You don't even know how much of the frequency is going through that disrupts our sleep when you are out of your own spaces as well. So make sure you have a healthy relationship with your phones, especially in the night, hand away or different room as well. Don't plug in, don't charge your phones. So that's the main things about the gadget there, but definitely we can go a lot deeper. That's a wormhole right now that comes up. Shugnite is the name of the crystal, and this is orgonite. And the protection when it comes in, when you feel tired, lethargic after you go to an event, or you want to feel more in balance, more of lightness, say for example from the solar flares as well, you are feeling like, oh, there is a shift, I need to shake that energy off. Having a salt bath is very ideal. Salt is beautiful absorber of negative ions, and it has been used in most of the ancient cultures. They do, we call it as a disti. They do move around our physical body 3 times clockwise, 3 times anti-clockwise, and flush away the salt, the rock salt. Again, we have too much options of salt now, but it can be any salt, definitely we can work with. And having a salt bath before your sleep, even you can notice, your energy field is with you back. You might have had a telephone conversation or a connection with a friend, and they might have been telling you, pouring on their pains and discomforts. You gave as much as you could, hope and reassurance and everything, but your thoughts are still plugged in. There is a cord that's still connected, and that is something might be draining you. And unknowingly, knowingly, our attachments, our connections from a good place, as a healer, as an empath, as a highly sensitive being, you're constantly in mode of fix things or help others and give more people pleaser capacities, right? And this is where it's so important to bring back those chords. Think about those hair dryers, when you press a button, the coil retracts back, and that is how it's ideal to bring our energies back. There is only so much you could help with, but also the actions have to come from them. Your guidance is so important, but also remembering to take care of yourself is so important. So with that is salt baths are great. Some of them do say, I don't have time for salt bath. In that case, make a salt scrub. Salt, not sugar scrub. Salt scrub, just buy Himalayan salt, table salt, whatever you have in the home. Get into a little box and pour some coconut oil or olive oil, whatever you have as good for your skin care. And if you want, you can add some essential oils, but if not, you don't even need to. Just these two ingredients and dry rub, or Epsom salts even, dry rub on your body, or after the shower, after the foam and the soap, you can rub on your skin and leave it for a minute or two, and then sprinkle with some water, let it wash away, and think about like any impurities, any toxic energies, any lower frequency energies are being dispersed. That's it. Any disconnections, any cords, attachments that been placed are being moved through. People do unknowingly have the field of jealousy or anger and fear, worries on us, and you feel more shrinked up rather than lightened up. And when you do this, you feel like, oh, my energies are back myself. Say, for example, if someone's car is stolen, you tell a friend and they are worried for you. You are worried and they top up with more worry, and someone else is more worried for you when you post it on a story or social media as well. So the worry layers have been like quite stacked up in that moment, and miraculously something gets worked up and you get it sorted and all, but still the layer of the worry is there. So the salt or the intention of protection is to clear that up. Yeah. So this is again what we share, how we deal with our capacities is where these energies do really beautifully play into, because at the end, your energy is yours. How you feel process is you. How you accomplish into a package is the most important thing. Let me know if that's making sense to you guys. And if salt is a hard thing, I'm going to give a few more tools here. Visualization, even a quick, closing your eyes, opening your eyes, quickly visualizing yourself in a beautiful bubble of light. It can be a gold light, it can be a white light, silver light, any favorite colors, rainbow spectrum, anything it could be. But generally, gold is the highest frequency of it. Imagine it to be in this beautiful egg shape, like cocoon shape, and wrapped all around you. But also, once you cleanse, when you think about this beautiful energetic light is protecting me, shielding me, cleansing me of anything that is of a lower frequency move through. If you look at Law of Consciousness by David Hopkins, anything anger, resentment, attachment, these are the lower vibrations. In that, our field is quite not elevated, we don't think clearly, but when we shift into love, joyfulness, and all these other states are bringing in much more vitality to us, and we can only find our solutions feeling good, a heart opening happens when we are not in those lower frequencies, and shifting up, constantly working on ourselves to check with ourselves, how am I feeling today? You get into the workplace, great, happy, 10 out of 10. By the end of the evening, how do you feel? 2 out of 10. Why is that? Because you have been dispersing, and workplaces, a lot of energy movement happening, and a lot of toxicity as well, because people have forgotten the simple connection to human. We are only focused on the projects, whose job is going to be there. Oh, are we getting laid off? All these conversations are quite draining as well. Does anyone of you feel that, if you are into workspaces, you feel that tiredness and fear of someone else is being picked up into you as well? This is very common right now. And so when you go to bed, how many of you feel restless and you don't sleep well, and then you wake up, and addiction to coffee, emotional eating, the whole roller coaster of thing opens up as a result of it. But slowly understanding, simple thing is get into the work, do what you need to. When you come home, or in the car itself, ask yourself, I'm cleansing my energies. Even shake your hands off, and even dispersing or doing simple tapping will help in clearing up the energy field for you that is really stuck. If you're going to pick up your kids, or you're going to have a family time, like, right after your work, is so important, because the kids, the pets, they can really feel, see, and your energy centers. Like, if anyone has young children, like, check out, like, the more you are tired, the more they demand for you. And that's something that I had to learn very quickly. Whenever I used to pick kids from the crash when they were very young, I did notice that, and I said, like, okay, there needs to be a change here, because I got only solid 2 hours before they go to bed. I need to have a quality time. So first thing I would do is, like, get into the car. Before I pick them up, I would clear up with Reiki energy, or tapping, or asking Archangel Michael to protect, shield my energies, cleanse, clear as well any cords attached through the day, and be dismantled. So when I'm picking up, I'm off a clear field for them. I'm very present. I'm full of energy. And if I get a time, salt bath. If not, back in the time, I would not get time for salt baths or salt scrub or water even. Asking water to heal my energetic field. Simple. Again, like, started practicing them. That really helped me not to be feeling burnt out, tired, and be in thinking of, like, wish I have said that, wish I did that. Like, the cards of that thought process from the day are being slowly released as well. It does take a little bit of a time to notice differences, maybe a couple of days. If you keep trying every day, like, practice something, pick up something that you can easily do rather than all of it, that really helps you in checking out. Yeah. Currently, I'm on leave because of burnt out. Yeah, absolutely. And whatever the passion we had to get into the work, to join those jobs and places, it's not the same anymore, right? And that is where we feel like, oh, I'm giving 120%. What else can I do here? I'm not getting back what I desired for. My expressions are being closed off. So your chakras are also, like, twisted up or kind of condensed as well. And you don't feel comfortable enough to express yourself easily. And of course, a fear field, like, if I express, will I have my job, will I be fired because of it as well? That changes again the frequency of it. So doing that cleansing, if you have any energetic tools, that's great. Or even simple, the bell sounds, like, going around your energetic center, having a little bell, or the frequency set, solfeggio's frequency set, or Tibetan bowl, like, or a sound instrument, really helps in breaking that energy field that is lethargic, tiring, and something that's not for your highest good. And we are only taking away what's not for our highest good, clearing up, like, so we are in our authentic field, we are in our light body rather than a tired body. And here, being an energy healer, sensitives, light workers, all these taglines come in like as a sponge, people pleasers. We tend to be the sponge to attract everything, but it can hold only so much. We need to squeeze out and let the extra water go away. And that is what it is about, And just trying to clear that field, the squeeze of the water from the sponge, is what we are doing with this whole protecting and cleansing routines that we are adapting into it as well. So that's the most important thing to remembering about, yeah. So the next thing is Archangel Michael, as I said, either nothing to do with religion here. And because I grew up in a religion of, not religion, way of living, Hinduism, and Archangel Michael doesn't come in there. But when I learned Reiki, I got to know Archangel Michael, and I understood what his energies, and by his beautiful presence and making his way into my life, I got to know, like, how powerful, how beautiful, how easily approachable he is. to clear up the field. Like, if I feel like, oh, I'm stepping into unknown zone, if I'm stepping into this awkward conversation, confrontations, that I feel very uncomfortable, I just call upon him, Archangel Michael, please help me with this situation or clear my field, so I'm very clear, focused on what I want to say. And by that, like, you feel the release of energies, and he infuses with his beautiful light into your throat and clears up the cords as well that is being deeply attached. Like, sometimes these cords are very much new ones, so it's easier to pick those thorns out. Some of them have been deep rooted, especially the family ones are very deep rooted, and we need to be at work on it constantly. So that's the most important thing. And just even asking for his blue clock of protection, done, simple. And you are vibrant in your field, and you are not draining yourself because you got a lot of things to do. You need to keep up your energy out of at least 9 to 10 on an average, right? Like, and that is where you can serve more, you can connect to more, rather than feeling zapped out and constantly up and down, to rise up your own energies as well. I love the aura spray. This is the aura summer one. I don't know if you can see. It's very hot. Yeah, I do usually spray them around my energetic field, and by that is there are loads of them. This is Archangel Michael, as we're talking about it, and I feel the cleanse of the space and also my own energy space. When I see my clients back to back, this is one of the ways I quickly shift in, cleanse up, and clear the field, so I'm not bringing the leftovers from the last client or my own field into my client's work, or right here into as well. Like, so again, I'm a clear conduit of whatever I'm channeling in. Whatever I'm bringing in is a pure divine consciousness or pure source energy, rather than being from the past ones. Yeah, so again, using the sprays, or you can make your own one as well. It's super easy. Again, type up how to make aura sprays, a little bit of alcohol if you need to, and flower essences, some like lavender, frankincense, rosemary. You can add few drops of it and some water, distilled water, and that's it. You can make your own ones, and it's so fun as well to do that. Yeah, it's so important. Are there any energy healers here? I'm just going to quickly check the comments. Doing overachieving, just juggling too much in personal professional life, undiagnosed ADHD. Yes, it's a lot to take on, but it's like putting into the compartments and working through makes it easier. Yeah, practice Reiki. So Reiki is my favorite way of energy cleansing as well. Like, just 3 minutes of it and done with it. Yeah. And I know, like, again, don't do with a doubt. Don't do, oh, does it work? Is it working? Like, because the more you have doubt, the intention of the energy is not flowing where you want it to be. And even when you're starting up these practices, just say, like, I trust in this will work, and this is what I'm doing for. Like, having that is so beautiful to connect with that. Yeah. Yeah, therapist certified in Reiki. When we see people as well, like, or I'm sure, like, when I go to someone, I do tell them, hey, how do you take care of yourself after I leave this place? And if they do some energy cleansing rituals or something, I really love, because when I walk into a massage place, I can feel if they haven't done the cleansing, and I can feel what has been left in the place from the past person, and I don't want to pick that up, because my stuff that I want to cleanse is enough, that I don't need to again pick someone else and double cleanse again, like, go through a lot more of it. So having that is really important, like, and this is where, like, having some tools, especially with the massage therapist, energy healers, like, therapist, counselors, like, or people at the tills as well, like, having something is so important. The other favorite one is crystals, wearing crystals or keeping them as rings, or like, somewhere in your pockets, you carry them along as well, whatever it is. Some of the crystals helps that are popular are the black crystals, black color, like Shagnite, Termite, Termite, what is black obsidian, crystal quartz as well. And these really help in not letting anything lower frequency to come to you. They kind of hold as a barricades. And you know what I've noticed, the hospital, the nurses, the doctors, they are wearing crystals too now. You can have those conversations. It's amazing. Last 4 years, how much I've noticed the crystal topics, conversations in my doctor's office as well. It's becoming a normal thing as well, right? And the police, they are wearing crystals too. Like, it's about like, oh, some do know what they do, some don't, but they were gifted, so they do love it and they're wearing it. So what you can do is, like, when you wear a crystal, ask your crystal to protect you and hold the space for you. So you're programming your crystal to work in your energy field. When you buy off, like, so many people touch it. You can do a cleanse with a sage or Palo Santo or something. If not, you can just do like, hey crystal, now that we are friends, we are together, let's do this together. Please keep me in a good, healthy vitality all the time. Like, connect to me, and anything of a lower things, let it not come through, like, because I'm ready to work on the higher energies. I'm ready to work with the source connection. And that's the most important thing, like, and that way it's not you're ignoring or your blind spots of like what's of a lower frequency, but also you are, it's like a deep vacuum clean that's happening, that all these areas are also moving through constantly. Your brain tricking, oh, you're not good enough, you can't do this, like, all those doubts, those are itself like the lower vibration, nothing comes out of it. And brain loves, the ego loves to entertain with all those things, and then is a clear field that comes up. That is the most important. We need the subtle words that come up, like, got this, like, how about you do this way, like, alternative ideas do come in. Or when you meditate as well, like, a profound stillness that opens up. So that is the most important thing, that is beautiful, that you can embody into it. Yeah. So even like, you can walk into, like, sometimes if I have sessions or a group ceremonies as well, some people do tell me in advance, please don't have any incense or something, because they're sensitive to smell. So what I do is I just stand in the center of my room and fill it with light, just visualization of light being filled in the room. And anything that's been left from my past, mine, or anything to be cleared up for this beautiful space that I'm going to be holding for other person. Yeah. So with that is, again, you can just do by visualization as well, like a beautiful white light or a gold light as well, because I do practice Reiki, so I do just infuse it with Reiki energies as well. Yeah, so which is beautiful, again, like, to play with it. Having energy protection also comes with the boundaries, right? As I said, like the phone calls, the friend conversations or something, the relatives, the family, extended and everything, that also comes in like a dynamics of a boundary need to be placed. Boundary when the first time, like, it feels harsh. How can I have a boundary with my spouse? How can I have a boundary with my children? Like, how can I have a boundary with my best friend? So boundary is need not be a hard wall. It can be invisible, but also saying this is my capacity, how much I can be there for you. Like, sometimes the calls, conversations go on a repeat rerun of the past stories that are weighing them down, and they just want to dump onto you. But how much can you keep hearing the same things? Like, in mindfulness, we were taught a technique is someone is going in that lane, is gently listen, but bring them back into, hey, what did you learn from that instant? How was the time period at the time? Like, having these conversations, you gently pull them back into thinking of something gratitude, grateful moments as well. And for that is, you need to be in a clear state to help them as well. If not, you're going to be so down with them as well all the time, right? So it's important to have those boundaries, telling, defining. Saying no is saying yes to yourself. By defining that, you're saying, like, hey, I can help you so much. And you might have already helped them many times on the same topic, but it goes nowhere. How many of you recognize that? You've been telling the same things again and again. They call up for the same reasons and same things, and by even looking at it, the phone ringing or message coming in, you feel like, oh my god, not again, right? And that is energy drain of it. And saying, hey, can we catch up later? I got something really important to do. And recognizing those patterns that are not leading up, because you might be only speaking to them just for their comfort, but they're not ready to take any actions. Is the ego interfering for them to take actions, and there is nothing you can do about it. So you saving, conserving your energies is so important as well, rather than dismantling constantly all the time, dispersing of your energies. So how are you all feeling? And simple as when we are energetically being aligned, hugging a tree is such a beautiful thing. How many of you hug trees on your walks? Hugging the tree is such a beautiful grounding exercise that you feel in that moment you're breathing along with the tree, and being nurtured, connected, and be held in a loving way that no one else can do that. So that's a beautiful way of being in that space. And it can be done once a week, or if on your route you just want to do it every day, welcome to it. And afterwards, notice before and after how you feel. And ask the tree for permission. Hey, can I hug you? Like, you'll immediately, your heart will say yes and no. Some trees have very quite an agenda. They'll say, no, I'm not a hugger. I don't want you near. They have a personality. Do observe that. Some are, oh, yeah, sure. Why not? Come on. And yeah, just feel the heart to be. And sometimes I hug the tree from back of my heart as well, to be more in aligned and be connected with the source energy as well. Imagine like your own roots from your feet merging with the tree roots like a mycelium network and moving through as well. It's such a beautiful like visualization you can do when you hug the tree. So how many of you are huggers? Let me know in the comments. Sometimes, very initial times, I used to think I'm like crazy, but now, yeah, craziness is the way to live. And doing that often, you inspire others as well. I hugged, I asked permission first, I felt I had to. Yeah, it's so important because they have their own personality. I love that. It's like, if there is a dog around, and you would ask, like, the dog owner, right? Can I touch? Can I play with your dog, right? You need that permission. And it's such a beautiful way to reconnect into that here. The other beautiful way while in the grounding ambience is bare feet, standing, walking, just even standing for a moment. And imagine all the heavy energy like a cloud moving down through your body into the earth. Earth as a magnetic energy, and she is pulling everything that's weighing you down. And that really helps in re-energizing, refocusing. And especially if anyone has like around the 3 o'clock time of a slow dip and you need a coffee, go out, get some fresh air, and see if you still need it, and even if you need it, you may not be able to finish or drink the whole cup as well. So notice the difference, how much she is helping us clear up. Yeah, it really helps with the brain fog as well, the clarity, clear mind that comes into it. So do try that. Smudging is another way like this one. But I would say, like, if you're sensitive or if you have asthma, breathing issues, do watch out. Maybe you don't need to do these parts of it. But if you're open to try, always, like, when you get some smudging kit, it could be sage, palo santo, rosemary, lavender, any herbs. Know where the source is if it is something that's not grown in your garden. Like chemical free and ethically sourced is so important as well, because again the energy from the nature is transforming into us as well. So even, like, when I do my own mugwort. I dry my own herbs of sage, mugwort, rosemary as well. It's such a beautiful connection. Like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm waiting for them to blossom. And then I ask their permission and then I make them into the smudge bundles and I get to use them. So when you get a sage, like, this is a well-used sage, like, what you can do is you can just light it up a little bit and ask it to cleanse your energy field. Sage is a little bit of a strong smell, so not everyone loves it. Or my Irish friends usually used to say, like, oh, that reminds of us Sunday chicken dinner, because they do sage stuffing inside. So you can gently run through and imagining your energy field being cleansed and moved into the lighter space. And even sitting for meditation after a good cleanse with the Aurasoma or with a sage or Palo Santo. Palo Santo is a beautiful wood sticks from Amazonian forest, and I get them sourced from the known people as to how they really pray to the tree and ask her blessings. And because Palo Santo is also known for manifesting, so it's such a beautiful sacred tree. Cedar is also good, pine is also good as well, copal is good. So again, like, whatever you are connected to, like, ask for its blessings and use it around, and then sit for meditation and see what happens. If you have a difficulty in meditating or stop focusing, because again there is a lot of cloud of people, the connections, the cards, like, multiple cards running through, so you are clearing that up and then you're sitting in and the silence period comes in much easily rather than you trying to battle through it. Yeah, so that's another thing. So far, which is your favorite? Let me know. Any things that you do that I haven't talked about, do let me know too. I love to learn more. Dry brushing is another way that you can do it. How many of you do dry brushing? It's not only good for the lymphatic fluid drainage, because again the toxins are built up in our lymph nodes and we are flushing it out, so which is beautiful two ways of it. Even dry brushing on your skin, like, in your auric field, the energy is moving through, and that is where no stagnances are there. Stagnant energy doesn't allow us to move forward easily. So again, think about intention simply as like letting go of the stagnant energy, and more movement is needed for you. And gentle tapping all over your body, like, so that is another beautiful way of like touching each part of your body and tapping in. So you're shaking, you're waking up these organs, these cells and lymphatic fluids as well, these lymph nodes, and just feeling good afterwards. Yeah, especially where I used to live was Ireland, and most of the time it was cloudy, rainy and dark and cold, same as in Seattle now. And when I got into the energy part or the spiritual growth, I realized, like, oh, I need to be grateful for what the rain is doing, because it's the emerald state, emerald green there, and because of the rain it is. And started conversing as like first thing in the morning is like blessings, like, thank you so much for a beautiful day and blessed to receive this. And had to wake myself into the same attitude mindset feeling lighter no matter what the energy outside is, cloudy, damp, heavy. The inner one, when it's really activated, it's such a beautiful frequency to move through. So with that is like I started tapping the whole body and moving and doing pranayama, breath work, and that really changed a lot of like oxygen flow in and movement coming through. So with that is like, that itself is your shield of protection, because you are internally growing through. The smudge and everything is external. The internal build up is so strong, nothing is breaking you down. And that is one of the strongest foundations we can really put onto, like, doing the deep inner work and clearing up the field constantly. Like, yeah, it's just the same, like, until the moment you show up to yoga, it's so hard to wake up, put the mat out. But once you finish up, you just want to get up and do it again next day, right? The feel, the moment that you really bring into it, so important here. Another technique regarding the salt as well is, again, if you're having a lot of crazy dreams, unsettled sleep, mugwort is so beautiful to have a smudge in your bedroom. Mugwort is a herb. You can drink the tea as well for your dream space, or you can dry the herb and use it as a smudge kit as well. It helps in cleansing the field up, so there is no energies that are lingering, say a dispute with a partner, like, unsettled conversations, everything, the bed, the pillow, like you have constant conversations, like if anyone cries into your pillow, like I used to do that. Your pillows hold such a deep space for you, and they can be cleared up with this beautiful smudge. And what I realized with that process is also like, again, I don't know, some of you might do this still, but I noticed my mom always doing is like, squish the pillows in the morning, the cushions in the house in the morning, like dust them up, like, that used to irritate me. Why would she do this every single day? But now I appreciate that she does that. She taught me great, as like energy gets stagnant in these places and she's moving through, like, they did for different reason, but I saw a different reason out of it. Yeah. So again, like moving the space in the bed, like, is so important as well. And you give a try, something else you need to work on it, and you feel like, hey, something else I can do in this space because I'm still not getting good sleeps, I'm feeling tired waking up. How many of you are feeling tired when you wake up? What you can do is have some salt, again, any salt, it doesn't matter, in a bowl of water. Have some salt, handful of salt, leave it by your bedside. And next morning or in 2 days, notice if the water is murky or grayish in color, immediately flush it out. Because what it does is salt is attracting the negative energies, negative ions from your dream space, from your energetic space, from your bedroom, and really getting into that water is holding it and you're dispersing it out. So it's a clear way of knowing something is externals, not everything is internal as well. How you can cleanse the field of it. Yeah. Saying of salt, like, last year in Egypt, I got to experience being in a salt cave, in the salt pool, and also covered in salt. I felt so refreshed, like I had some inflammation, body pains, everything was gone after doing that. And I realized like how powerful these are. Like, if you got a salt cave anywhere nearby, go for it. Like, enjoy the time, feel into it. So how is everyone doing? That's a lot of talk. What's your favorite ones? I'm sure some of you know most of these. Some of them might be just a reminder. But constantly we do these reminders, like, even I would have a chat with my friends. Hey, I did this, I'm still feeling yucky kind energy. Like, have you got any tools? And when we share each other tools, like, oh, I forgot about it. It might be at the very deep of the toolkit. So, how about we have a quick visualization experience and feel into these energies? Just for a moment, like, for a few minutes, closing your eyes, as long as you're not driving, of course, getting into ease of your breath, breathing in and out, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your spine, relaxing your jaw muscles, breathing in with ease, visualize this beautiful central sun illuminating its rays, and with your breath, you're inviting these rays to surround you from head to toes, wrap you in a beautiful cocoon. These rays are dispersing their brilliant light, cleansing, clearing anything that's not for your highest good, and wrapping you in a loving light, head to toe, side to side, front and back. And this is very much of a flexible light. It moves around as you stretch, as you move. Breathing deeper and lighter. And notice the soles of your feet having beautiful roots growing down into the Mother Earth, anchoring and holding this beautiful light frequency all around within you. And thanking this source energy, this light. Feel into this bathing light and gently opening your eyes. Feel how you notice. What do you notice right now? Any difference in the thoughts? Any difference in your body? Do a check in. What was it like? Did you enjoy this? And that's only a minute, less than a minute. It's such a beautiful, powerful technique, especially when we know we are going to get into a space that's not comfortable, or we come out of a space that wasn't comfortable. Bringing back our energies. Imagine those cards coming back to you that belong to you is so important. And always feel yourself in that beautiful spotlight. Like if you ever watched a TEDx, the speaker is always under a spotlight, right? The light moves wherever they're moving. Doesn't mean there is nothing else outside. There could be little ants, bugs, but light attracts light, and that is where you're focusing on. And we are more productive when we are light, and that's one of the things, lighter beings. And you're really getting into your space of what you're good, what you're authentic, how you hold space, how you function, what do you do that lights you up. Everything that you bring in there is so important. The more we take care of ourselves, the more we can serve others. Having the oxygen mask to ourselves before we give others is so important. So these are some of the things, like, of course, there are so many others I haven't yet shared with you guys. Maybe I'll do a part two of it. So, how is everyone feeling? Was that helpful? Did you resonate? Did I knock you out? Essential oils are another thing as well. Like, you can have any essential oil that is organically sourced and everything, and place it on the wrist, a drop or so. Again, like if you're super sensitive, maybe just inhale it and rub on your wrist, and then smell and smudge all around you, and you feel so good. Especially into your meditation practices, especially into your inwards work as well. Yeah. How is everyone feeling? Such a quietness. And remember to keep it simple. This is a sacred ritual, but it can be any essential oil that you like, from wizardry. Lavender, frankincense, they're beautiful to work with. Rose for the heart center. But frankincense and rosemary, I generally use it for as like protecting or cleansing. Yeah, remember to do these techniques with love, never the place for fear. The fear makes it more worst. And you're doing this with an intention of keeping your energy stronger. So you thrive, you help others, so you are really taking care of yourself. It's so important. And yeah, having us good healthy routines with our social media is so important too. The phone usage, like with all the brain fog, because the energy is still moving through, like, from these gadgets. So what we allow is so important. Taking that inward journey is really helps. So I hope this was helpful, useful for you guys, with some new tools there. And yeah, if you are new to me, give me a follow so you get the notifications on the next lives. The next one is on Thursday with Akashic Records, a meditation. So do join us, click attend. So we are back, and tomorrow actually I'm holding a webinar into any questions you have for Akashic Records, to check on my website. So you can register into the webinar. It's at 6 o'clock tomorrow. I'm just trying to pull that up. So most welcome to join into that webinar. Yeah. And if you found this to be helpful, I'd love to have that energy exchange. And any little donation does help us to come back here often and hold the space, as this is such a beautiful platform to be showing up as well, and be there as a community, as a circle. And community is something this year will be thriving on, moving deep into our spaces, like to come together, the voices together as well. So with that, enjoy the rest of your evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and go into the nature, hug a tree, and see what happens. Feel into that. Shield yourself with that beautiful light. So that my energy stays with me, your energy stays with you. Deep gratitude from my heart to yours. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Namaste. Thank you. Lots of love. Take care.